All right, welcome to Paragi City Zoo. I'm Lion, and I've been working on this park for about 7 months now, and I thought I'd show it off. It's a fairly large park, so I'm not going to show off everything today. We're going to start with the entrance area with a few habitats, and then we're going to go over to the Indian area. So, just a backstory about the zoo. I'm thinking it's placed in a fictional city called Paragi. That name is pure gibberish, just sprung into my brain someday. I'm thinking it's located somewhere in Northern Europe, so it's a fairly temperate climate. Cold winters, mild summers. You get it. So this entrance is probably fairly new compared to the rest of the zoo, because I'm thinking the zoo has been around since the early 20th century. Um, Over here we have the ticket booth, probably not used as much anymore, but I haven't put in any digital tickets machines yet. Uh, so I guess it's the only way to buy tickets right now. If we go into the zoo, we go through the turnstiles, scan your tickets. We're greeted with this fairly large and open entrance plaza. Uh, I wanted it to accommodate a large crowd while still feeling like you're stepping right into nature. So the paths are very wide with lots of ways to go, but you still have these large trees with their canopies, giving shade and giving a little more cramped feeling. On the right, we have some staff areas. On the left, we have the exit and the gift shop. Over there, we have the aquarium. We're not going to look at that today. Not sure I'll ever finish it, to be honest. What we are going to look at is first this sign. Was inspired by Just Goran on Bro Nation. He showed me how to make these signs with the small Australian signs, so you can get the really small text. You can see the back of it. It's cluster of signs. Like I said, we're not going to look at the aquarium today, so we're going to keep going into the park. Of course, any good zoo starts off by showing you the flamingos. I love these signs. They're made by Steam user Timmy Oops. I'll put a link in the description. I've just recolored them. He has a lot of signs with a lot of different species, but these were definitely my favorite. If we walk up here, we can see the flamingos. And this habitat is purely based on the Houston Zoo flamingo habitat. No particular reason other than I really like the design of it. And I have continued this design. Oh boy, they're excited for food. This large island in the middle, I've used bedding, like clipping through the ground as you can see, to make them go over there and stand in the shadow of the tree. And it looks pretty good when they're all over there and not over there eating. Over here I have an unfinished building, so let's not look at that. And then I have this very old cage. I wanted to show off like the bad past of the zoo. So this is a cage that you would find in the early days of the zoo where they would keep, I don't know, monkeys or something. Today it's just for education. There's no animals in here. But I made this sign for the guests to read about how animal welfare has changed over time and how we still improve every day. We'll continue over here. First, on the right, we have this more modern aviary or habitat. I haven't put anything inside, but I'm thinking some small monkey would live in here just to contrast the new and the old. On the left we have the Aldabra tortoise moving very slow as they should. I have a lot of signage all around the park. All of it is custom and made by me. And I'm really happy with most of it. Here I put this little ice cream shop or buy a soda or something. There are a lot of picnic areas. You can see one here and one further into the park where the guests would be able to sit down and eat their lunch or just an ice cream or whatever. Here on the right we have an older habitat once again. This is inspired by the Berlin Zoo, where they have these monkey pits. It was a pain in the ass getting the monkeys to climb all over the rocks, but it's very much worth it in the end. Well, always a bit janky, but that's the game. And that's the entrance area for now. I'm gonna show you this little teaser that I have for the next episode, where we're gonna walk through the Asia Trail. That's a lot more modern. But right now we're gonna head over to the Indian area of the park. So, welcome to India. This is obviously a newer part of the zoo. It's a lot more high budget and more theming, as you'll notice when we go through it. We're gonna start off in the Indian grasslands. We're gonna walk over to the jungle and we'll finish off in the peaks of the Himalayas. So, as I said, firstly, the grasslands. Here I've put the Indian rhinos and the Indian gazelle or shinkara. Obviously, we don't have those in games, so I've used the springbok for now. My idea here is that since the Indian grasslands are famous for their tall grasses and their elephant grasses, I wanted the guests to have to peek through and over the grass to even catch a glimpse of the animals. As for the habitat itself, it's pretty barren, it's mostly dirt. This is because I wanted it to look realistic, since at least rhinos will trample and or eat anything they can in their habitats. I have put in a lot of rocks and logs to break up the monotony of the terrain paint to make it look a little better. I've also put in some dead plants, as you can see all around. In the back you have the night house that we're going to check out in just a second. First I'm just going to continue walking down here. We have some education, obviously, heavy focus on education and how we can help these animals in the wild. Over here I put a habitat in for the Indian squirrels. Obviously we don't have them either in the game, but just imagine them jumping around. In just a sec we're going to continue over to the Tiger Temple. I just want to take you into the rhino house for 1 second. Okay, so this is the night house for both the gazelles and the rhinos. It's not 100% realistic. It's probably way too small for at least the rhinos, but I just wanted to get the feeling of realism. On the left, the gazelles, we have their boxes, and on the right, we have 2 boxes, one for each rhino. Here you could feed them and do some checkups or training or whatever. Pretty happy with how these gates turned out, as you can see through the bars, and they would open when the rhinos come in for the night or for a checkup or whatever. Yeah. Okay then, the tiger area. It's almost 100% copied from Kolmården Zoo Tiger World. I have mirrored the building and painted it yellow to make it fit into the surrounding area. I'm very happy with how the exterior turned out. I'm not as happy with how the interior turned out. In the back, we have the backstage. I haven't built the interior of the backstage. It's only this little area. Through the red gate is the tigers. Don't go in there, that's dangerous. And into the yellow gate would be the night house for the tigers. The guests, though, would walk in through this door into the viewing area for the tigers. Like I said, I'm not too happy with the exterior. Mainly the floor and the roof are pretty boring. This is basically how it looks, though, in real life, so I'm not sure how to, I don't know, how to improve. Here we have 3 of the 4 tigers. Just like in the real habitat, there are 2 boys and 2 girls, 2 breeding pairs. In Kolmården, they have Siberian tigers, though, probably more suited for the Scandinavian climate. Here I have used the Bengal tiger since this is India. Yeah, let's find the 4th tiger. It's over there in the river. So since tigers like spending a lot of time in water, I took this artificial river directly from the real world inspiration. I've never seen them use the log to walk over it. They usually do some janky animations over the water, but whatever, it's fine. They're so pretty. I love tigers. They're probably my favorite, at least in this area. Over here, I have another area to look at them. Yeah, I put, as you can see, a lot of desire paths through the vegetation, so they can walk all over. I didn't want to make the habitat too lush and overgrown, since that made it look like a jungle, and I want it to still look like a temperate climate. We can also go up the hill. Whoa, huge lag. Alright, we can go up here and we have another viewing area to look down on the tigers. In Kolmården, for real, this is where they throw in their food, and people can stand along the road and up here and in there, and they can see them feed. They often throw it in the water, so they have to dive into the water to get the food. It's very nice. And yeah, and if you're feeling hungry, I have built this restaurant area here. Firstly, we're gonna look at this aviary that's built by Mealy on the workshop. I'll put the link in the description for this one too. Here I'm thinking, I think it's called the Golden Eagle. At least some Himalayan eagle, because that's the Himalayan area over there. I'm just gonna check out in just a second. But yeah, just imagine it's in there and flying around. Like I said, here is a restaurant, an Indian restaurant, I would guess. The name you'll have to figure out yourself. When you get your curry, you can go over here, sit right here, and watch the tigers while you eat. Oh yeah, there you can see the clipping through the water. Right, let's continue over to the Himalayan area while we're at it. So, like I said, Himalayan eagle. And over here we have the snow leopard and the pangolin. In here is the education center for the snow leopard. Obviously not finished, so we're just gonna peek in and get out real fast. Before we check out the snow leopards, I'm gonna look at the pangolins over here. Pretty sure I forgot to put them in for recording, so you just have to imagine they're in here too. Ooh, stinky. Some education, obviously. Pangolins are very endangered. Yeah. Here I put in these flags. I looked for an architecture from Nepal and saw these flags all around. And I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. The music too is also the in-game Himalayan music. It's a pain in the ass getting the snow leopards not to climb out, and I'm sure as it is in real life, but very happy with this little habitat. There are currently 3 snow leopards in there, 2 girls, 1 male. Not sure if that would work in real life, but 2 animals just... They're so small, it just looked empty in there. So I put 3 in, and here you can see one of them. Just the rock behind the snow leopard. I've put in some bedding, so they spend a lot of time just sleeping there, right in front of the glass. It's perfect for the guests to look at. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you're so pretty. And that is the Indian area. If we walk down here, we come down to the grasslands and the rhinos again. And that's the full circle. Thank you for watching. I'll end off with some cinematics. Please let me know what you think in the comments or on Discord. I'm on Bro Nation, as I'm sure most of you are too. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm very happy with the whole suit, to be honest, but this area is probably my favorite so far. Next time I'm gonna look at the Asian area and probably the estate and the farm. So, I mean, subscribe if you want to. I'm not gonna put too much effort into this channel, but I'll put up some videos here and there looking around this park and maybe some future projects too. All right, thank you. Bye.